Both strangers wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. They don't even know they've been chosen for a very specific purpose. The Hunt. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with a new review, and tonight we're talking about the most talked about film in the last 6 to 8 months, and that is The Hunt. This is a non-spoiler review, and I'm very excited to talk about this film with you all tonight. But before we dive into it, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my social media accounts. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that bell at the same time so you don't miss any of my new videos, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And last but not least, guys, if you took in the risk to go out there and see this film, let me know what you all thought of The Hunt. Let me know your positives, your negatives, and your overall thoughts of the movie. Let's have some fun discussions in the comments below. So I don't know, is it appropriate to say this? I don't know. This isn't a political review, nor has this channel ever been political. I just want to say that. I'm just reviewing the film because I like watching movies, and I was very excited to see this film. So first and foremost, guys, again, I won't get into the whole marketing thing and how the film got pushed back. You can look it up. It's all online. But I think there's, the one thing that I really walked away with this film thinking, first and foremost, I'm just going to say it, I really enjoyed this film, and I'll give you my score and everything at the end. But there's films that come out that sometimes are just placed perfectly within, whether it's a social zeitgeist, whether it's a political thing, certain themes that go around where movies just fit perfectly within the time slot that it ends. And this film happens to be out in a perfect spot that we're in the world, actually, to be honest with you all. And I don't want to give too much into the plot of the movie, but there's a particular thread in the movie where there's some internet conversations being had and how people believe in certain things and how those things can manifest into really affecting people, which kind of goes into where we're going at right now as a society. We're reading things online, which, have some merit and has some things that should be taken seriously without a doubt. But there's people that are reading things online and taking it to the highest degree in the most severe matter possible. And I love how this film kind of touches on that, how we go online, we read things, and we just believe those things. And it's just a very perfect algorithm into what we're actually going through now as a world, as a nation, but more importantly, as a world. So this film definitely touches on that, and I really love that. This film is not a left film or a right-wing film. This is a film making fun of both sides, guys. And I'm not here to talk about what side I'm on and this and any nature, because again, this isn't that type of channel, nor would it ever be that type of channel. But I love how the film pokes fun at both sides, how both sides have, this side thinks they're right and this side thinks that side's wrong. I love how the film kind of builds on that. And it's a really fascinating idea with this movie, because there isn't really a good guy nor a bad guy. Both sides are being over the top, and I just love how the film does that. It is the perfect definition of a satire. And I know there will be people that won't see this film because, again, they might feel a certain way about what's being said. There are certain, I'll get into some of my negatives because there were not that many negatives for me in this movie. There were some jokes that didn't land for me, not because it was like a political dig at my personal beliefs or whatnot, it's just because I didn't think some of the jokes were funny. There wasn't as much character development as I would have liked to have gotten. There were some, but it was towards the back half of the movie. So those are like my gripes, and that's pretty much it. Outside of that, this was an action-packed fun. It's labeled as a horror thriller, and I guess, again, horror can be very subjective. The idea of something like that happening can be very horrific, but there isn't like jump scares or like scary moments, but it is a thriller to the fullest, and the action sequences were really well done. The director of this movie, Craig Zobel, who I'm not too familiar with, but then I did some research, and he directed some of my favorite episodes of one of my favorite shows of all time, which is The Leftovers. So he is someone I'm very excited to see what he does for his next film. But also, I didn't know that Damon Lindelof was the writer of this film. And as you all might know that's watching my channel for a while, I reviewed The Watchmen, and that is one of my favorite shows of all time. And I love Damon's kind of his touch on what the world's going on and certain topics and things of that nature. So this film has some really good talent behind it. As far as in front of the camera goes, there were some people that we might be familiar with. It wasn't like a big ensemble cast, but you see Emma Roberts, you see Hilary Swank, but there's a person in this film that I have seen her pop in and out of things, and that is Betty Gilpin. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. I've seen her in like little things, like she's popped up in Uber last year, and she's been on TV shows I've seen, and I want to see Glow. I haven't watched Glow yet, but I heard she's fantastic, and I heard that show's really good. I'm going to watch it eventually. But I am in love with Betty because she is such a fantastic character. There are like these female badass female characters that I have like on a Mount Rushmore status, like Sarah Connor, Ripley, there's many Gal Gadot as far as Wonder Woman, and many more, Charlize Theron and Monster. She has like all of those things mixed into this character in one movie. She is like the perfect final girl type of character. This film reminded me a little bit of Ready or Not, reminded me a little of Your Next. Obviously has the Purge vibes to it, as well as Battle Royale, but the character that Betty plays in this film, Crystal, was such a fantastic character. I would love to see this character in every movie ever made for the rest of the time. She was such a great character. And again, you're not really rooting for this character because of, what you think you know about her. And that's another thing that I loved about this film, the message about no matter what side you may lay on, politically speaking, religiously, or whatever you want to think, but get to know the person before you start making assumptions. I really love that message. That really kind of hit home. And it's something that we should all abide by in just everyday life. But the character played by Betty, she was such a fantastic character. I know this movie will never get nominated for any type of awards, but she was just one of my favorite characters that I've seen in a very long time. Very charming, very funny. It was like an amalgamation of like Forrest Gump and Switchblade and kind of Charlize Theron and Monster, and she reminded me a little bit of Quentin Tarantino, The Bride. Like, she was just such a perfect character, and I love that character. And just this movie alone, I'm going to watch Glow sooner rather than later because I'm just absolutely in love with Betty. There are some other characters in this film that stood out. Hilary Swank was really well done. There were some other cast members I thought I had some really cool lines, some funny lines, but Betty is the standout, and she was fantastic. Again, guys, I touched on my negatives. Again, it's not that much character development. There are some jokes that don't land here and there, but I think this is a really, really fun, entertaining film. I know that every theater right now is having, should you go to the theater or not? If you guys have the opportunity to, and if you're up to it, if you're feeling good, if you feel safe, you feel healthy, I would recommend you all check out The Hunt. I'm going to give this film a solid 4.5 out of 5. It's one of my favorite movies of the year thus far, which isn't saying that much, I know, but, the Invisible Man's up there, and this is definitely up there for me. This was a highly, highly, highly entertaining film. Again, guys, if you are very political, this might not be the film for you, but if you can accept a film that is a satire and making fun of both sides, this is the film for you guys. So I recommend The Hunt, 4.5 out of 5. Really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see it again. So let me know what you all thought of this film when you get the chance to see it. Like, share, comment on this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Make sure you're following me on all my social media accounts, as well as check out my other videos. I just did a review for Bloodshot. I did a TV review for Devs, which I'm really a fan of, as well as the Outsider. So there's a lot of content on my channel now that you all can enjoy and watch. And then I will be reviewing the latest episode of Amazing Stories, so keep an eye out for that. So thank you guys again for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.